am Prithvi from class 6. Today we will learn Civics chapter 3, what is government. We will learn in this chapter what is government, the important role government plays in our life, levels of government, types of government, laws and the government, democratic government, suffrage movement and universal adult franchise.
Hello everyone. Today I, Adya, will be explaining you the objectives of the chapter. Point 1. To understand the need of a government. Point 2. To understand the different levels of government. Point 3. To understand the key element that affects the working of a democracy. Point 4. To recognize the need for universal adult franchise. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Neha from grade 6 and today I'll tell you about the government. But why do we need a government? I'll tell you why do we need a government. Every country needs a government to make decisions or get things done. These can be decisions about where to build roads or schools, or how to reduce the price of onions when they get too expensive, or how to increase the supply of electricity.
Hello everyone, I am Preeti Sharma. I am the government. The important role I play in your lives are I take actions on many social issues, like I make several programs to help the poor. I do other important things such as running postal and railway services. I also have the job to protect the country boundaries and maintaining peaceful relations with other countries. My responsibility is to ensure that each citizen has enough food to eat and has good health facilities. If there is a natural disaster such as tsunami or an earthquake, it is my responsibility to organize aids and assistance for the affected people. If there is a dispute or someone committed a crime, you find the people in a court because court also comes under the government. Thank you.
My name is Niharika Singh. Do you all know that there are some examples of institutions in our country that are part of the government? For example, the Indian Army, the Indian Air Force, Bharat Petroleum, and in judicial system we have the District Court, the High Court and the Supreme Court.
Hi everyone, how are you doing? I am Advik from class 6. Do you know the levels of government? Let me explain you. As we all know, the government is responsible for performing so many different functions. It manages to perform all these functions by working at different levels. I will tell you the different levels of government. There are 3 levels of the government: the local level, the state level and the national level. At the local level, it means the government in your village, town or locality. At the level of the state, it means the government covers an entire state like Haryana, Assam or Rajasthan. At the national level would mean that the government relates to the entire country. I hope that you have understood the levels of government clearly. Thank you.
Hello friends, I'm Angel from grade 6. Today I'm gonna enlighten you with laws and the government. The government makes laws and everyone who lives in the country has to follow these. This is only the way how the government can function. The government has the power to make decisions and it also has the power to enforce its decisions. For example, there is a law that says all persons driving a motor vehicle must have a driving license. Any person caught without a driving license can either be jailed or fined a large sum of money. Without these laws, the government's power to make decisions is not much of use. In addition to any action that the about the government which I am. I am democratic type of government. Do you know who gives the government this power to make decisions and enforce laws? The answer to this question depends on the type of government there is in a country. In a democracy, it's the people who give this power to the government. They do this through elections in which we elect people. Once elected, these people form a government. In a democracy, it is very important for the government to explain its actions and defend its decisions to the people. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Risha. Today, I am gonna explain to you about monarchy. Other than a democracy, there is another type of government called monarchy. I am monarchy. Let me explain to you how my government works. In my type of government, the monarch, that is the king or queen, has the power to take decisions and run the government. The monarch may have a small group of people to discuss matters with, but the final decision-making power remains within the monarch. Unlike in a democracy, kings and queens do not have to defend the decisions they take or explain their actions. Such a type of government is called monarchy. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. I am India and I am a democracy. This achievement is the result of long and eventful struggle of my people. There are other places where people have struggled to have democracies. You know that the main feature of democracy is that the people have the power to elect their leaders. So, in a sense, democracy is ruled by the people. The basic idea is that people rule themselves by participating in making of these rules. The democratic government in our times is referred to as representative democracies. In representative democracies, people do not participate directly but instead choose their representatives through an election process. These representatives meet and make decisions for the entire population. Thank you.
Hi friends, I am Abhivekti. I will tell you about the Universal Adult Franchise. Can you believe there was a time when all the men and women were not allowed to vote? Only the men who were educated, rich and had property were allowed to vote. The women, the poor, uneducated and propertyless were not allowed to vote. Don't you think it's unfair? Several people and Gandhiji did not like this practice and demanded that all the citizens of the country should have the right to vote. After the objection of so many people, finally the government made a law named as Universal Adult Franchise. This stated that all the citizens of the country are allowed to vote 18 and 18 above, be it any religion, any caste, rich or poor, it doesn't matter. Don't you think it's a very interesting law? We should pay our gratitude towards our father of the nation, Gandhiji. When I will be 18 years, I will definitely cast a vote. It is a birthright. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Hadil of class 6 and now I am going to tell you about while writing in the General Young India, Gandhiji said, I cannot possibly bear the idea that a man who has got wealth should have the vote, but that a man who has got character but no wealth or literacy should have no vote, or that a man who works honestly by the sweat of his brow day in and day out should not have the vote for the crime of being a poor man. So by this he meant to discard the idea of discrimination and prevailing amongst the Indians as it is the same in South Africa. Gandhiji was shocked at the unfairness of this practice and demanded equal rights for all. He said it is not necessary that wealthy people or man always have good character or are always right. They can do wrong sometimes. That is why everyone should be given proper chance and A person who is poor, works hard day and night, may have good character and are eligible to elect a person. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Vriddhi Sharma. I belong to the women's suffrage movement. Nowhere in the world have the government willingly shared power. All over Europe and USA, women and the poor had to fight to get participation in the government. Women's struggle to vote was strengthened during the First World War. This movement is known as the women's suffrage movement, as the term suffrage usually means the right to vote. During the war, many men were away fighting, and because of this, women were called to do the work which was earlier considered men's work. Many women began organizing and managing different kinds of work. Thank you.
Please allow me to explain a few more points on women's suffrage. People saw these women organizing and managing different kinds of work. They began to wonder why they had created so many unfair stereotypes about women and what they were capable of doing. This way, the women got their much deserved right to be treated as equal to men, and the people realized that they were capable of making their own decisions. The suffragists demanded the right to vote for all women, and to get their demands heard, they chained themselves to railings in public places. Many of these women were imprisoned and went on hunger strikes, and they had to be fed by force. In the end, American women gained their right to vote in 1920, while women in the UK got their right to vote on the same terms as men some years later in 1928. I would now like to conclude the chapter. I hope you have all understood the points we have explained today. Thank you and have a nice day.